and welcome to another sweet, and I want to start adding salt to Unzipped, another sweet and salty edition of Unzipped on SceneOneTV. I am mortified Pappy. From the last time till this very moment, it feels very exciting to be here because we've been getting a lot of reviews and we're getting a lot of comments. So it shows that we're doing something right in some way. Like we're trying to preach what is not, and what is for when it comes to love, sex, and of course marriage. So today we're talking about something we neglected while we were growing up, something our parents tried to force us out, or something they felt beliefs and should I say circumstances didn't give them the need to teach us or educate us. So today we'll be talking about sex education. Talking about it now feels very strange because I know a lot already, so it's like, what more is there to know? But actually there is so much more to know. So guys, stay connected, don't go nowhere. When we come back, I have someone who is enlightened, who is embodied, who is being taught, or who has probably graduated from the school of being an educator. All right guys, stay connected. When we come back from this break, I'm going to be introducing my guest, and of course who's going to be co-hosting this with me today. Don't go nowhere guys, it's still Unzipped on SceneOneTV. Alright guys, welcome back. It's still Unzipped on SceneOneTV, and I don't want to waste so much of our time because I want us to talk about this quickly because before our guest came into, or before we started talking, she had already made me understand that what we're talking about today is practically like a broad, when I mean broad, like so we can't exhaust or we can't talk about it in one day. We practically have to do like show after show, like okay, this is more or less like sex education 101. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest today. She is Yesterday. Okay, this actually caused a problem, but I have to say it in honor and respect to her. She is Yesterday Olayinka Agbola. Yes, I hope I got that right. Agbola.
You tried.
Well thank you very much. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right, so quickly, I was going to do that introduction where I say you're the sex educator, you're the health educator, you're the therapist. So help us sell that market. Like help us.
Okay, so I am a sex educator.
Okay.
I am also a sex coach.
Okay.
What I do is besides educating people about sex and sexuality and pleasure, I also.
There's pleasure. Ooh.
I mean, sex is.
No, I know.
About pleasure.
I know. Points being, like, you have to emphasize the fact that pleasure has to be direct.
Yes, because a lot of people, how we were taught, you know how in your introduction you said what they told us about sex or what they didn't, neglected to tell us.
Yeah.
A lot of what they told us is, don't have sex, you will get pregnant.
Okay.
You know, and they tell girls, if a guy should touch you, you'll get pregnant. And they tell guys, if you have sex with a girl, you're going to get her pregnant. Don't bring any pregnancy home. Yeah. But there's more to sex than that. You know, it's pleasure, it's beautiful, it's a wonderful union. And so we have to also talk about that because by the time people become adults and they're now having legitimate sex, they have no idea about pleasure, about the fact that they should enjoy it.
Which is why I emphasize pleasure when you're introducing it.
Exactly. So back to what I do. I am a sex coach, so I counsel and help both married couples, singles, and even separately, I help them achieve their highest form of sexual pleasure. So if they're having any issues with sex, either with one partner or both of them, or they just want to really know more about sex, or they feel like they're not achieving their highest level of sexual well-being, I come in and I help them and I give them practical and step-by-step guidelines in a very confidential manner, in a very private manner. So, it's not like you'll be walking on the streets and people will be knowing what, people are always a bit, yes, there's always, we sign a confidentiality agreement and all of that.
Yeah.
Anything.
All right, guys, so today we're actually talking about sex education, what is and what more that we ought to know. So at this point, a lot of people feel like they know like everything as regards sex. Growing up, they didn't teach us, or should I say in secondary school, let me start from secondary school, because if I say primary school, you practically didn't really know much, but in as much, I can tell you some people were being molested while doing in primary school.
And that's
that's another angle. But let's talk about secondary school, where our teachers, our parents, our folks, and all of these things avoided teaching us all these things. I want to know why before we now go to all the essence.
So I think that reason why they tried to stress or go away from the pleasure aspect of sex is, sex has always been this thing that's always been clouded in the dark. You only have sex at night. You only have sex when the lights are off. You only, it's taboo, if we can say so. So it's that whole idea also that if you know how good it is, you want to have a lot of it. And they're trying to keep you from having sex at an early age. So thinking that, and even till now, I have clients that come to me because they're, maybe they're 9-year-old, they're starting to ask, Mommy, what is sex? How do we, what is the penis? And the mom is like scared. And she doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know what to do. The dad is like, if I'm telling my boy about sex, that means he's going to go and start having sex with everybody and everything. So it's that fear. But what a lot of them don't realize is that whether or not you tell them, they're going to get this information somewhere else. Like some of us did. It's better for it to come from you, a trusted source, an informed source. So you're giving them the right information so that when their friends go and tell them that, if you have sex and you use vinegar or alum to wash your vagina, you're not going to get pregnant. They can then tell their friends, no, that's not true. That won't do anything, or in fact, that would actually harm you instead. But if they don't know that, they're going to believe their friend. And when they do have sex, they'll go and wash their bum with alum and think, so those are the things that you need to. So you want to make sure that it's not shrouded and kept in the dark. You want to start talking to kids about sex as early as possible, using age-appropriate. You see, at every stage, there are different things you can say. Like, for example, when children are like 2, 3, 4, you can start talking to them about good touch and bad touch.
Okay. Body parts and all of those
body parts, giving them actual names, not your pee-pee and your wee-wee. There's
my first bonbon,
my bonbon. Exactly. But you want to talk to them and say, this is your vagina. This is a penis. These are not bad words. Okay. They are not swear words. They are not bad words. They are anatomical names for body parts. The same way, these are your hands, your elbow, your shoulder, your head. You tell them what it is. But you also then tell them that this is not to be touched by anybody that is not your mom or your dad. If anybody touches... Dad, No, I think that's a personal decision, but I think that, a 2-year-old a 3-year-old dad can, if it's a female, the dad can give her a bath. Okay. And in doing that, if it's, so you, of course it's,
okay, that's fine.
But I think, exactly, that's like a bit of a gray area. But I think that if you then start to tell them, so that when they go to school or when they're out and some auntie wants to touch them, or uncles, they know. And then you also teach them that not to keep secrets from mommy and daddy. Because a lot of times, if kids are being molested, they're usually told, don't tell anybody, this is between us, But when you teach them that between mommy and daddy and you, there's no secret. So you tell us everything. Then they know that whatever happens, they come home to you. So from a young age, you start teaching them about good touch and bad touch. As they start to get older, maybe, 7, 8, 9, they'll come up with some questions. There'll be something, you use teachable moments. You're watching something on TV and all of that. If, of course, you don't want to be watching like an explicitly sexual scene, but things like affection, how do you show love to those that that you love and all of that. So little by little, by the time they're teenagers, obviously by then you would have had multiple discussions. A lot of times people think
they're well exposed at that time.
Yeah, and a lot of times people think that there's only the talk one time. For a lot of us, like in our generation, maybe it was for girls, maybe it was when you started your period. And then your mom will tell you, okay, so now you have started your period, you're a woman now.
Anything that happens, you get
So
pregnant.
you know that if the man should touch you, you'll get pregnant. Then, this is how you change your pad, this is this, pregnancy. They'll just give you that. Overall, and that's it. And I think for guys, maybe by the time your dad or your mom starts noticing that, this boy's voice is breaking, he's like looking at girls.
I never had that though. Funny how.
They never told you not to get a girl pregnant?
I wish I could go into details of that precedence, but I never did. Some of us didn't. Mm-hmm. That's why I said in the beginning, some of us, we didn't have that. okay, maybe because I wouldn't say because I lost my dad like at an early age, even when he was even alive. I think I could have even still had like a headbeat, but my mom didn't even feel like you are practically on your own. So then that's why I said some people. I'm very sure some people didn't.
And so parents are scared.
Okay.
They're scared. Like they're literally, they feel that if they bring it up, they're encouraging you. So it's, you know, that thing of if you don't talk about it, it doesn't exist.
So what happens when you start getting exposed to it and something's supposed to happen?
So, you see, that's always the issue. So you start to get exposed to more. I mean, you know, and there's sexual messages all over, everywhere you turn.
You look this way, it's there. And your kids get exposed to it, the internet.
Even if you're trying to, I mean, you know, you have parental controls on your TV, you know, you're trying to, like you said, on the internet. They go online and next thing you know, maybe an ad pops up or something. How can you control that?
Even when you go to school, their friends tell them about something they do not know about. They've practically not heard before.
Can you imagine? And then they come home and say,
Mommy,
what is a blowjob?
okay, that was even really far. Okay, that was really, really far. I was even thinking like kissing or because it starts with that. Like.
Yeah, I mean, okay, maybe I did go far, but yeah, so they come and say, oh, hey, mommy, what is kissing? Or why do you kiss? Or can I kiss?
Yeah.
Or somebody, or imagine your son comes home and says, this girl tried to kiss me in class today. What would you, like, I'm using your name. What would you do?
I think when we get to that, I would do, because right now I'm not even processing the copy. Like, it's more like my language. No, I'm just.
But imagine that. So, Talova, do you want to the child that came to tell you, or
the child that brought it to him? All right, so we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we're now going to go into deep stuff. We have to like give referral. Should I say referral knowledge? Like, because this is like a whole lot. This is us talking about the beginning. Now let's go straight into like the creation. All right, stay connected. Don't go nowhere. When we come back, SceneOneTV Unzipped. All right, guys, welcome back. So we've been talking about a lot, and honestly, I have learned. I just it's like going back in time. I've learned what I did not learn then, and there's more to still actually learn. So there is Mrs. Yesterday is here to teach us more. So now let's move to the part of where to adults. We've done a little about growing up back in, as kids and all of those things. Now let's come to the adult life where you are now being exposed to it. Now let's do the good and the bad. Now the good part is where you're being told as a kid that if you're being touched you get pregnant, or sex is this, is dirty, is okay. Let me say ugly. Okay, good, bad, and ugly. So like good, then ugly. Okay, I think that should be the ugly. when you're being told otherwise that sex is dirty, sex is this, is unholy, and all of these other things.
So, if for a lot of us growing up, you were told that, well, for females, you were told that if a man should touch you, you know, you will get pregnant. And I think it's that whole translating the native language to English. Like if you say Yoruba, talking about forward coin. You know, they don't necessarily mean forward con, like touch your hand. They mean, you know, come and have sex with you. But you as a child in your literal mind is thinking if a man should touch me. So now there are women that grow up, or girls that are growing up thinking that if a man should touch them. So if they're in school, in a mixed school, they're talking to them, a guy is trying to talk to them, like, hi, how are you?
Hey.
And they're like, hey, God, problem. What if I'm pregnant? Next thing they'll be scared, they're waiting for their period to come to show that they're not, you know, and that leads to a lot of trauma, because then they're weary of guys, they're not really sure how to act in relationships with people of, you know, the opposite sex, and it can be a bit
stereotyped and some way stigmatized or some way.
Stigmatized, and then they grow up and now they're married. In fact, sometimes you wonder how did they get married, but then they date and they marry, and then now all of a sudden sex is supposed to be this wonderful. All of a sudden they're supposed to want to have sex. They're supposed to be extremely interested. Like one day they're telling you sex is bad, sex is dirty. The next day, go and have sex. You know, it takes
How do you switch from?
How do you go from that? And you know, I deal with quite a number of clients who have this issue, who we now have to, you know, start to unlearn. So it's, you know, you've learned a lot growing up. You know, sometimes when you become an adult, you have to unlearn those things.
Like very
you know,
unnecessary.
start to, you know, those, because these are limiting beliefs. These are things that actually prevent you from moving higher, from moving forward, from having, you know, a wonderful, enjoyable sex life, which sex should be enjoyed. It's not something that you should endure.
Now,
and
speaking this in context of marriage.
in the context of marriage, and even when you're not married, because let's be real.
I wanted to be on the good side right now.
People are having sex.
Okay.
A lot of sex. First of all, we're almost 200 million Nigerians. We didn't get here by only the married people having sex.
I think we even got here by more of the baby mamas and all of those things, or those that had it before marriage and stuff.
There are so many, you know, there are so many. Even a lot of our parents, you guys, let's be real, a lot of our parents got pregnant before they were married.
Yeah.
They might have had, they might have had us.
Sorry to be. I recently stumbled on my parents, what they call it, on their...
What, their wedding picture?
No, not wedding picture. The, what's that thing? The order of the wedding or something like that.
Okay.
And the date I saw on it was quite shocking, and I was like,
Really?
I was like, but anyway, we'll talk about that some other time.
And I'm sure they would never admit to it. In fact, I'm sure in a lot of children were in their parents' wedding pictures, but they didn't know.
Yeah.
They were inside.
True.
You know, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and they did a quick wedding.
And all of a sudden, in our own time, at least
5 months later,
a regrettable action that you have to do that.
Yes, and all of a sudden they're telling you that don't have sex, don't do this, don't do that. But you know, you have to make a switch, and you yourself sometimes you have to teach yourself and unlearn some things so that those ideas that sex is dirty and that sex is taboo, and you know, there's some people that think that they can only have sex a certain way, in the bedroom at night under the covers with the lights off and in only one position. The man on top. That's it. If we take it from the religious angle, yes, you shouldn't have sex until you're married. And really, the idea of abstinence, it's great in theory and it works. The reason it works is, you know, sex brings in a lot of complications into relationships. And these complications are better had in the context of marriage, right? In an ideal setting. Now,
let's face it when we're married instead of when we're
in a let's face it when we are. But also, you know, it brings up a lot of issues. It brings up a lot of things. And if you're not married and you have sex, sex can complicate things. So a relationship where maybe you should have left, you should probably not be in this relationship anymore. The sex can make you stay.
True.
You get, so you, instead of you to say, you know what, to think with a clear head, sex can cloud things. It can make while you're being abused, and not necessarily even physically abused, even emotionally abused. Even some guys will be like, I want to leave this babe, but man. Now you talk about.
I had to specify.
I mean, are you saying now only Akwa Ibom girls sabi?
No. In general terms, you know, in Nigeria, well to be.
I guess that's stereotype. But you know, the reason that they say that Akwa Ibom girls sabi is because they are taught. You know when you think about like the fattening rooms and all that, they are coached. They go and get PhDs in this thing. It's not just that. Oh,
so this is even going beyond teaching them. Yes, telling them the basics. They teach them how to.
They go and, you know, I hear there was a show I had seen on TV. They show them how to, you know, wind their waist, how to, you know, even their dance, their culture, all of this. It's all part of it. They show them that like their husbands are their. You know, they show them that they're yes. They show them that you know, they say I think they say treat their husbands like he's a customer. Don't think about it sexually customer, but like he's a client. So you want to, you know, please him. But on the flip side, I wish they would have those classes for the men as well, so that the men would also know how to please their women. Because women,
I don't want to say sorry to say this, but a lot of them watch porn now. So
it's not about porn. But do you think porn is not real life?
Okay.
In fact, I think porn might have done more damage, does more damage than good. Why? So women see porn and they think that this is how they're supposed to be when they're having sex, right? So whereas the porn stars are actors, professional paid actors. So it's like if you watch a Nollywood movie and you think that this is how Nigerian girls should do, you know. Is that no? You know, you think so they think, oh, this is how married women. You watch a Yoruba movie and you say this is how married women should behave. They are dressed to the nines, makeup on fleek, wearing heels inside the house. But that's not a normal. You get what I mean? So porn usually shows an idealized scenario, which is not real life. So they expect that when they're having sex, they should be making a lot of noise. They should be moaning and groaning. But maybe they don't feel like moaning and groaning. But now they want to fake it. Or they think that when they get to orgasm, it should be this scream. And so even if they are not there, they're just going to probably, they might fake an orgasm and just start screaming. And now they think that that's how they're supposed to be. Or they think, but when you don't have those images in your head or in your mind, you can be yourself and just go with the flow and enjoy the moments with your partner.
To be honest, we can't even exhaust. There are like a lot of questions I want to ask as preceding this, but I think at this point we have to sign off. This show is like past our usual minutes and hours. So this episode will even be 1 and 2 somehow, someway. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Isili, for coming through.
Thank you.
Can you share your Instagram handle? I want to drive traffic to people too.
I am on Instagram at Olori Coitus. That is OLORI. Coitus is COITUS. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
So guys, if you need any of these services that she renders, trust me, she has like a lot of this knowledge in her. So she wants to pour it out to you guys. So go follow her, and I think that's it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. See you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we're still gonna have it again. There's no how. This is not going. We're still gonna do. This is for the unmarried. We're still gonna now come back to have for married people. And we'll talk about types, styles, methods, and all of those things.
Permutations.
And there's like, all right, guys, stay connected. God bless you. Till next time. 5 Papi signing out.
Bye.